reenacting Nicki Minaj and Turning Point the way that I remember it. And grab out. Let boys be boys, aka let men be men, let women be women. There's nothing wrong with being a woman, there's nothing wrong with being a man. If you're a man, what are you doing wasting your whatever? Like, have a family, boo. Have a freaking girlfriend. Make the community a better place. You're supposed to lead, but women can lead as well. But I'm just saying, as a man, why are you painting your nails? Like, help the society be a better place, please. But thank you, Nicki Minaj. I never thought I would say this, but thank you, Nicki Minaj, for standing for justice, because there ain't no equality if there's inequality. So thank you, Nicki Minaj. And the barbs are unhinged. You don't own Nicki Minaj. She's a woman. She's a grown woman with a kid, and you don't own Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj is just amazing. I never thought I would say that. I never thought I would say Nicki Minaj is amazing, but she's amazing. You guys are not barbs. I was never a barb, by the way. But I do like some of her songs. Some of her songs are nice. Some of her songs, you know, are nice. She does have like kind of a bad sexual immoral like influence. But I can admire that at least she's trying to do something productive and helpful to society. Most of the barbs are not doing something productive and helpful to society. You guys are just like partying and complaining and rude and disrespectful. You guys don't know how to disagree with someone without being so disrespectful. She's part of America. She's part of America. It doesn't matter if she is an immigrant. She's part of America. I don't know if she's an immigrant, but like, it's funny how, you know, people say she's an immigrant because she says something that they don't like. She says something that they disagree with, so they want to call her names. They want to make fun of her citizenship that she might not have. I don't know, but I never heard that she was an immigrant. I never heard that she wasn't actually American. But you know why they bring that up? It might be true, I don't know, but if it's true, it's still like kind of sad that they bring it up because she says something that they don't like to hear, because she has a different opinion. So who's really hateful? Who's really disrespectful? You guys are. You guys don't think that, like, you guys say things that we disagree with, but I'm gonna call you hateful because you say something that I disagree with? But you know what? I'm gonna call you guys hateful. I'm not even a barb, but here I am talking about Nicki Minaj. Because listen, boo-boo, if you cannot, if you don't know how to, like, disagree with someone without calling them names, without making false accusations about their character, the way they are as a person, then you are the one that's hateful. And the one that's hateful should never ever touch a freaking microphone. The one that's hateful should be freaking silenced. I said what I said. Like, I advocate for freedom of speech because everyone has the right to speak what they gotta say, unless if you're a freaking tyrant. But just because she believes in justice for people who are godly like and sophisticated, because you know what, godly people have shown you guys many times that they are sophisticated in society. They work hard for society. They're productive. Yeah, they have their own beliefs. Yeah, they have their own lifestyle, but they're actually minding their business. You guys are just making noise. You guys are not helping society. You guys are not building communities. You guys are weird. Some of you guys are weird. I heard a girl that was a barb talking bad about Nicki Minaj because she said something that she don't like. Because Nicki Minaj said something that she disagree with. She was like, oh, when I was 14, I was a barb, and now I'm 30, now I'm 40, and now I'm not a barb no more. Like, you know how sad and weird you look and sound? To say you were a barb since you were 14 and now you're in your 30s and 40 and you're no more barb. So if Nicki Minaj said exactly what you wanted to hear, you would still be a barb at age 30 and 40. I'm not a barb, but I know what it means to be a barb. Like, you buy her merchandise, everything she says you agree with. You don't think for yourself. You don't have a mind for yourself. But because Nicki Minaj has a mind of herself, because Nicki Minaj is a grown woman, you're mad. You're ratchet and you're ghetto. Like, please. So Nicki Minaj, keep doing what you're doing. I hope you, like, reactivate your Instagram, you know, because like you have the right to say your opinion, and it's just a hypocrite. Her fans are hypocrites. The ones who have a problem with what Nicki Minaj is doing, they're hypocrites because like, what have you been doing for society other than be a barb? Other than paint your nails and freaking talk about the songs that she produced that can be immoral and sexual to society and not helpful to them. What have you been doing? Other than go to her concert, spend thousands of dollars and not help society and just talk about her songs and her sexual immoral songs. What have you been doing to help society and your community? Have you been using your voice and your platform to talk about actual problems in the world other than what she said on a stage? Huh? Exactly. Okay. One thing you can't deny is that conservatives, Christian people, godly people are sophisticated. Yeah. They're sophisticated. They work hard for society. In society, they work hard. Yeah, they might complain. Yeah, they might say something that they have a problem with. But you guess what? They go back to their day basis activities and they do what they gotta do. They mind their business. They know how to disagree with someone and keep it pushing. You guys don't know that. You guys are You guys are children. Like, you guys are like little kids, and you're grown. So it's such a pity. Where was your parents at? Like, you guys are not raised right. Like, for real. You can be a fan of a freaking celebrity, but the way you guys are acting is so sad. Like, you had no problem with her immoral, degenerate music, but because she says something that you don't like, you guys want to make it overboard. How long was she in the Turning Point USA? She just did one interview with that woman, and you guys are all up in a frenzy, all up in a Wonka, all up in the real Wonka, with a that comes from Sri Lanka. Yes, I'm gonna. You see how I can sing her song, and I'm still like, I do good things for society. You guys should learn from conservatives, okay? Because conservatives are actually making families out there. They're helping society. They're making a business. They know how to disagree with someone and still eat next to them, or still not really make them feel like an outcast. You know, godly people, they can disagree with other people's lifestyle, but the difference is that they're sophisticated, they know how to think, they have their own mind, they're logical, they don't cry with tears and act like it's the end of the world because they're a singer that they listened to for years decided to do an interview, and then they don't do their business, they don't meet their family, they don't go outside and have fun, they don't do anything productive, they just stay in their freaking whatever basement and rant and talk trash because whatever. Like, have you ever heard of separate the art from the artist? Sometimes you gotta separate the art from the artist if you really like the art but you don't like the artist, and that's weird. You don't like you like the art but you don't like the artist. You know how many people make songs out there and I wouldn't like them as a person, but their song be hitting hard? Huh? Okay. So you guys are just sad. You guys expose yourself. You guys don't do nothing for society. I said what I said. It's factual. Come on, let's be for real. Let's be for real. Because, like, I'm assuming you don't have a boyfriend. You don't have a husband. Or you can't even get one. You can't even get a boyfriend. Like, that's why you're mad. Like, you think I would care? Like, I'm not so focused on celebrities. I've seen people talk about them. That's how I know what's going on. Like, people be posting about what celebrities do and talk about it for so many days that it's like you can't avoid it. You hear about it, but like you just don't care about it because like you have your own things that you have to do. That's it. I'm not a barb, so I don't know what to tell you, but there's nothing wrong with a man being a man, period. Because who's gonna be part of the army? A guy that paints his nails? A guy that like talks like a woman and just cries about anything that he doesn't like to hear, instead of just being like, okay, I disagree with it and I'm gonna talk I'm gonna say what's on my mind, I'm gonna talk the way I talk, I'm gonna say what's on my mind and keep it pushing. You guys don't do that. You guys are like acting like children. I'm surprised that you guys are grown. Like, for real. Like, what is in your mind? Like, for real. Like, you guys are kids. You guys are children. It's pathetic. If you're a girl and you're a barb, don't you have a boyfriend? Don't you have a husband? Like, Don't you have a business? Don't you have a freaking future? Don't you have an ambition? The flip. You guys are like, oh, everything is over. Everything is bad because she went to do that Turning Point USA. If you got a problem with it, how about you show up in the Turning USA and say to Erica Kirk what you think about her Turning Point USA? Or if you have a problem with it, why don't you make a freaking protest? Why don't you decide to vote for somebody else? Why don't you vote for somebody else? Why don't you do a protest? Why don't you take your podcast and explain to the world why she's in the wrong for doing what she's doing with logic, with facts? You can use a little bit of your emotions, but like, why don't you find a way to articulate and to talk about your opinions in a way that's you know, that people can understand your perspective without you slandering her name, without you making fun of her citizenship. A lot of people are part of minorities and they want to make fun of someone that can be considered as a minority because, you know, white people can be immigrants as well. Okay, not every white person is born in that freaking state of America. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird. Like, imagine someone says something you don't like and then you want to make fun of them by mentioning that they're not part of the states or the country or the town or the city. Or it was a known fact they're an immigrant, but you decide to use that as an insult, as a way to degrade them as a person because they said something that you don't like. And what they said wasn't even that bad. All she said, I don't even remember from the top of my mind, but I remember the basics of what she said is like, let man be man. The flip. Whatever, I don't care about this. Like, let me drink my lemonade. I hope you enjoy this video. I don't know if it's pure stunt, but as I said again, like, I'm not a barb, so I'm not really like affected by what she said. But at the same time, when you want to make it look like godly people are immoral, you're out of your damn mind. Because godly people are not the ones shaking their ass to get some money and clout, okay? You guys are just immoral, okay? The immorals are mad. The asexual immorals and degenerates are mad because she decided to have logic and realize that, hey, all she did is talk on that interview. That's all she said. She just talked about what she thinks in her head. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not Nicki Minaj. Ask Nicki Minaj what she said. I'm not mad about it. I can still listen to her music. I don't really promote it because she promotes sexual degenerate music, but there's some music that are okay for the masses to consume, and that's coming from a godly woman. Like, Super Bass is a nice, cute song. You don't really think about doing degenerate, ratchet things when you hear about that song, you feel me? Unless if you watch the music video and you're like, let me do exactly what she did in the music video. But there's some songs that are not godly, but it sounds kind of cool and nice and a little bit cute. But there's some songs that are just like, it's something that is gonna influence the society for a bad thing. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I kind of don't care about this situation. I really don't. Like, I'm just being honest with you. I'm not a barb, so I don't care that she did the Turning Point USA. And I don't see nothing wrong. I don't know. I might see something wrong, but I don't see nothing wrong because, like, you know why? Because the barbs are just talking trash. The barbs are just, like, calling her a freaking immigrant, which is a freaking disrespect. You want to, like, I didn't even know this girl was an immigrant. Like, I don't know. But if she is an immigrant, I'm surprised, and it's so disrespectful because I never heard about it for years that this girl was not American. I only hear about it and notice it because her fans are saying she's a freaking not American. She's not an American because she said something that they don't agree with. And you want to say that the conservatives are hateful? Imagine. You should be grateful that the conservatives don't call you a freaking, they say that you belong in your own country, in your own state, in your own, you should leave the country, leave the states because you said something that they don't like. You don't see conservatives acting like that and saying those things. Who are the ones that said she's an immigrant? The barbs. And some barbs are considered the minorities. Okay. Okay, because there's not only white people in that freaking fan base. What? That's weird. I just don't care. I don't know what to tell you. And some white people that are part of the fan base, they just don't work for America. They just complain. They rant. They're trying to find something to to complain about. They're not helping society. They're not helping the communities. They're not funding, raising, giving freaking donations. They just spend all their freaking stuff, all their freaking currency on concerts that cost $100 that is promoting sexual immoral music. How's that helping society? How's that helping your family? How's that helping your friends? How's that helping the community? How's that changing the world for a better place? Other than you like enjoying that just sexual immoral degenerate or influence to the masses, okay? So I don't care. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know what I'm gonna title this video, but I kinda don't care. But shout out to Nicki Minaj for standing for justice. There's not a lot of celebrities standing for justice when it comes to godly people. Like, come on now. You guys exposed yourself for being hypocrites. You guys are hypocrites. That's disrespectful. I'm not even an immigrant, but that's disrespectful to call somebody an immigrant because they said something you don't like. You're hateful. Yeah, there's people who are immigrants, but it's a one thing to actually call someone an immigrant and mention how they're immigrants because they said something you don't like. So the only rebuttal you have is by calling them names and making them feel bad about what they are. The flip, while your parents, your grandparents could be immigrants, and you're trying to call another person immigrant or say they're immigrant and try to make them feel bad about themselves because they said something you don't like. So who's the one that's hateful? You guys are hypocrites. You don't have logic. You don't have your own mind. You guys just are like the beehives. You follow whatever the celebrity does. Whatever. Like, what? Like, I don't care. I don't care about this. I hope you guys have a good day. This title's gonna be, The Barbs Are Illogical. The Barbs Are Illogical. Look at me put her song out when I don't even promote it. And it's not even biblical for me to promote her songs because it's immoral. It's degenerate. But there's some songs that sound good and it's degenerate, but it sounds good. You know, it's not that bad of an influence like Super Bass. Super Bass, I'm assuming when people listen to that, they're not gonna try to be immoral. They're gonna have fun and dance and drink their tequila, but they're not gonna like be like the Barbs where they're illogical. They don't have a mind for themselves. If someone says something, if a whole group of people talk bad about their influencer, they might follow that person because they're just group minded. They don't have their own mind. They don't have their own opinions. They just follow the crowd. I don't like people like that. Like, why? I can dislike a person, but I still have respect in the sense that, like, okay, you have your own opinion. I have my own opinion. I told you why your opinion might sound illogical and dumb, but have a good day. And I keep it pushing. So yeah, I have a problem when they try to make it look like godly people are immoral. We're not immoral. At least say how dressed up I am. Period. I'm covered up. I'm smart. I'm educated. Like, come on now, boo-boo. You spent 30 years being a barb. Like, did you go to school? Okay. I can go so bad on those people. I can say something so rude because it's factual, it's actual, it's logical. But you know what? Have a good day and eat your popcorn. This is not supposed to be entertainment, but like, you know what, you know, watch your mouths. Watch your mouths. So I hope you have a good day. And godly people are amazing. We're the reason why there's peace in this world. Well, there's not completely peace in this world, but the reason why the world's kind of a better place is because in the Bible it says treat people how you want to be treated. And even if we might have different mindsets than other people, we still know how to like mind our business and keep it pushing and build something amazing. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.